Welcome back to the channel. It's been over a week now since my last video, and being honest, I kind of got caught up in Christmas. I finished work last Friday, and we ended up with quite a busy weekend with visiting friends and family, and then the early part of this week my daughter's been off school, so I've been spending a lot of time with her going Christmas shopping so she can pick her bits for people in the family, and then just dropping presents off and stuff. And I've kind of just taken a step back to enjoy a bit of family time, and it was actually completely unplanned. I thought I'd have time to still do videos and things, but I've really enjoyed just spending some family time. So I apologise for it being quite a long time since my last video. It is Christmas Eve today, the 23rd of December, and it is our last race night of the year. It's a handicap race night tonight, and I'm quite looking forward to it. I'm not necessarily in the racing mood. Again, I've had a busy day. We've been out and about on my feet all day doing some shopping and stuff, but I just, I'm not necessarily in the race mindset, but we'll see how this goes. I'm going to jump on and do that, and then we'll have a catch up afterwards and round up pre-Christmas and have a chat about that. So I will see you on the bike.
Here we go then. We have got 25 seconds until we start. Shifting my weight. I'm back under 100 kilograms. That's why it's my favourite. Hoping I've got a little bit of oomph in my legs. I didn't have a nice experience in the race last week, which I will cover off afterwards. Hopefully it doesn't reoccur. We're going to go in a few seconds, so I'm going to ramp up a bit. Try, as usual, to stay with the front group. Here we go. That is the aim. Stay with the front group. Give myself a chance to keep in with the draft. So I'll get my head down, see how I get on. Come on. Right, so we're just coming up to 5 minutes in. At the beginning, I had to put in a big burst to try and catch this group. In fact, my first sprint wasn't enough. I had to go again. But I did catch them. So we've got N. Robertson, A. Lloyd, J. Kerr, C. Shand. It's all moved. C. Finlayson, me, M. Pearce, C. Groves. All together, and Slevin, and 15 seconds back to the next group. Jay Bushell, I can't see that last one, and Jay Robinson, A. Evans, and someone else, 27 seconds back. So at the moment, I'm trying to, the previous race where I came second, I was so close to losing the back of that bunch at the start, well, throughout the race. I'm just trying to be a bit smoother, to stay within them rather than shooting out the front and then behind, and then front and then behind again. Just trying to smooth it out slightly, because when at the lighter weight you get better acceleration. I've noticed that. So I'm just trying to realise that I don't necessarily have to push as much as I normally would with my normal weight to catch back up to the group. Just learning as I go. 6.5 minutes in, 4.2k gone, still 18 kilometres and some climbing. So let's see if I can stay with this group this week or not. Right, we're 11.5 minutes in, still in that group. Jay Bushell's caught us. I'm second back. minute back to the next group, and then a couple of people in that group as well. As you can see from the graph at the bottom, I'm being much more successful at staying steady, and that's going to be thanks to the workouts, but also just trying to learn how to best stay in the group. And my one concern is having enough energy to stay here for another 14 kilometers. Got some strong riders in this group, so let's see how we get on. But at the moment, we're starting to string out a little bit, and John's pulled out the front. And people are, I imagine, trying to reel him in a bit and see if I can stay with them. Come on. All right, 18 minutes in, 18 and a half minutes in. Still, I fell off the back of that group a little bit then, so I've had to put a couple of bursts in. Still a big group. We're about to start the climbing part of the route, which I'm sure is where we're going to get a little bit strung out. Yeah, I can feel it now. So it's just trying to empty the tank as much as I can and try and stay. I've got a bit of a problem. I've got a bit of a twinge in my left knee. So I don't know whether that will ease off or get worse, but we'll find out. There's no doubt about that. Right, we're halfway up this hill. Jay Kerr's gone for it, 10 seconds ahead now. N. Robertson, A. Lloyd. Slightly ahead with Jay Bushell, N. Slevin. I'm with C. Groves. C. Shan, C. Finlayson and N. Pearce dropping back slightly. But I don't know whether I've got enough now to catch those guys that are up there. It's been a few red zone efforts already. We've got a little way to climb to the top still. So let's see. I've just given all I can to catch up with that group. I've got nothing left now. Now I've just got to make it count and stay with them. Jay Kerr, 22 seconds up the road. Depending if there's a group, we can catch him on the down. If I can stay with them. There's me, John Bushell, N. Robertson, N. Slevin, A. Lloyd. C. Groves 13 seconds back, C. Shan 35, C. Finlayson 109, and then, sorry guys, I can't really look back further. All right, we're back down to the flat now. 2.5k to go, and I am totally spent. That flat line along the bottom is well and truly gone, but that's more probably to do with the terrain than anything else. But I Oh, every time they pull away, just try and get back on the back. Here we go. Final 2.5k. Come on. Oh, I can't. My legs are well gone. There's the finish line. Come on. There we go. I had nothing. I tried. I did try early a couple of times to see if I could bridge that gap to third, but I think it was timed perfectly and I just couldn't get it. Oh well. Oh. Considering I didn't fancy racing, I really enjoyed that. Love the handicap races. To stay in that front group for the whole ride, it's not easy to do, that is for sure, but oh, right. So, Jay Kerr doing his first race with us tonight. Comes in first, pulled away on those uphills, and then was away by the time we were sort of back on the flat again. Had I think was it a 20 second? I can't, my memory's rubbish after I finished these races, but a good lead over us that John J. Bushell was brought down to 11 seconds, 36.20, 2.5 watts per kilogram on the dot. Jay Kerr's 2.7 as well. And Robinson in third, 36.24, just 4 seconds behind second in the end. And then myself, another 4 seconds back. I did try as much as I could to try and get a bit of a catch up on third. The other problem I've got at the moment is I can't, for some reason, see any other finishes. Helpful. Because there's definitely some within this time frame behind me, no doubt about that. So I don't know what's happened there. I'll try and catch up with some sort of results afterwards if I can get hold of them. But really enjoyable ride. I'd love to know how far ahead of fifth I finished, because that was yeah, I ran out of puff. I did the blast I did one about 500 meters out to try and bridge the gap and failed, and I thought about 250 out, but I could only hold that for, I don't know, 75 to 100 meters, and then I was toast, and I pretty much coasted over the line. So I'd love to know how far ahead I finished, but let's see if I can work that afterwards. I'm going to go shower, dinner, and we'll have a catch up afterwards. See you in a bit.
So I said before the race that I wasn't too sure I was up for racing tonight, but boy, I'm glad I did. I really did enjoy that one. I love the handicap race as our format because it gives us large guys a bit of a chance to chase and ride at the front. And I managed to just tonight. I nearly missed at the beginning the bunch at the start, but I'm putting enough effort just to catch up. Very pleased with my effort throughout more of the flat part to stay within the group without going full power, backing off, full power, backing off. And I think, as I said, while I was riding, that was a couple of elements to that. Number one is doing the workouts that I'm doing at the moment. They're helping me put out a consistent power level. But also, I think just learning that when my weight is lower in Zwift, I don't have to push quite as hard to catch up. And maybe I'd have to put out a good few more watts to get the acceleration going to catch up if I was at my usual weight. So managed to do that. I'm really happy with that. And then obviously it got a bit exciting on the hills up and down, and managed to hold on towards the end. I tried a sprint, but I mean I lasted for a few seconds, but managed to come home in fourth. So I'm really happy with that one. I had a look for the race results and they didn't appear on there anywhere, but I'll have them on my phone. So I'll quickly run through where everyone finished on the companion app. So we got down to me on the results with Jay Kerr first, Jen Bushell in second, N Robinson in third, then myself. A Lloyd finished 3 seconds behind me in the end, so I mean I backed right off. Luckily I coasted over the line just ahead. N Slevin in sixth, although I don't think you're necessarily fully racing, because you did say before that you were going to sit at the back, but you stayed with the front group. C Groves in seventh, C Shand in eighth, C Finlayson in ninth. So that was all part of the group that was together on the flat part, along with M Pierce, who finished in 10th. James Robinson in 11th, M Tansley in 12th. Welcome to the group. A Evans in 13th, J Bacon 14th. C Swan in 15th and G Fat Bike in 16th. And I know a couple of the guys just jumped on to get round, or potentially recovering from some illnesses and the dreaded thing that is out and around there at the moment that seems to be everywhere and affecting a lot of people. So yeah, thoroughly enjoyable race. Great racing, everybody. That is our last ride of this calendar year. We now don't have anything scheduled between now and picking up again at the beginning of January for the first Tuesday trundle, which I think is the 4th of January. However, do keep an eye on the Facebook group or the Discord channel, because there might be a few sporadic rides that we put up during that period just to get on and, you know, move the legs, I guess, after the Christmas period. And if you do fancy putting out a ride to the group, let me know, because I can set up a meetup and it can be fired out to everyone in the group. So yeah, let me know if you want to do that. I mean, obviously this is the first catch up we've done in a little while. I missed a video last week, and I think I've done workouts throughout that period. Not as many necessarily as I probably would have liked, partly just because, as I said, I've gone into that Christmas mindset that I've just enjoyed spending family time and going off and doing Christmassy stuff. That kind of hit me as a bit of a surprise when I finished last Friday my work. But I did have a bit of an incident in last Thursday's race, and it was about 10 to 15 minutes in. My heart rate was up at around 155. It didn't go any higher than that, and I felt a big thud in the centre, off centre in my chest, but mostly in my back. That obviously instantly, you know, made me back off slightly. I was a little bit uncomfortable with it, and then about 30 seconds to a minute later it hit again, and that made me stop riding completely. It took me by surprise. I thought I just need to stop. Now I went to see the doctor the next day. I was lucky enough to get an appointment. I guess I told them it was about my heart, so I guess a slight priority there, I suppose. And he did some checks and stuff, and he said there's nothing there that he can spot or notice. Going to have a couple of blood tests. He just wants to check a couple of things. I think he mentioned like the thyroid and a few other bits, but he can't see anything underlying. And the few rides that I've done since and tonight's race, I've had no issues. I don't know whether it was my heart. I genuinely couldn't tell you. I've had a bit of a strain across my upper back. It could have just been my back moving and, I don't know, clicking or hurting. I don't know. But at least I've seen the doctor and I've eased back into the rides. I didn't go full pelt the next couple of days into workouts and stuff. So I'm feeling fine with it. I'll keep an eye, and obviously if I need to, I will go and speak to a doctor again. So that kind of happened last week, which put me slightly behind with the ride and workout schedule anyway. But I will ride my workouts between Christmas and New Year, get those ones ticked off, and then be back in the new year for back to our group rides, the Tuesday, Thursday and Saturday rides that we set up regularly. This year has been a really good year for me. I'm so happy to be back on the bike. I feel fitter than I've ever been before. Back doing the YouTube videos and the group that we now have. I feel so grateful to have the support, and everybody supports each other. It's just brilliant, and the rides and the races that we have, it's beyond anything I could ever imagined if it have becoming. So thank you so much to everybody who celebrates it. Merry Christmas and a Happy New Year, and I will see you early in January when we start up our group rides and we'll get the videos going again. So I'll see you then.